G'day, have I got a story for you? Check the disclaimer. Season 2, Episode 5, Revitalise. The siren sounds. Another 56-hour rotation completed. I slept well this time, waking up to the sound of the siren. Good. Sleep is good for me, so they say. I quieten my mind. I quieten my feelings. My whole being quiet. As is required, I slowly rise and perform the face washing routine. As I put my robe on, I wonder again, what does all of that have to do with a washed face? Swallowing many different little round plastic looking things, smearing 3 different creams on our faces, and drinking the liquid in 8 different vials, all that taste bitter. Yuck. I straighten my robe. It is black and covers me from my neck to my feet. It has an oversized hood and holes for my arms to emerge. Not the most practical thing to wear. I walk slowly, as I have been taught, down many corridors. Each corridor is translucent, and I can see the things beyond. It's not scary, I'm used to it now. I enter the vast meeting area and take my place. I hold my robe out at the front. As I lower myself, I can arrange my robe in front of me without my knees touching it as I kneel. I see my partner with my peripheral vision kneel next to me. She is not someone I would choose for a partner, but I have become accustomed to her over the last 3 years. Once again, we are on our knees. We are not permitted to move until the morning chant begins. We mourn those who came before us who lost their lives, some because they were not strong enough, and some who did not have true allegiance. We all strive to reach that true allegiance, but some of us just don't make it. It is so sad. So we're told. It is supposed to be so sad. But if it really is sad, why do our masters not feel it? Why do they seem to not care? Oh no, I should not be thinking about that. Did anyone notice? No, not even my partner. I am thankful that I am still short enough to be overlooked by so many. It begins. We raise our hoods over our heads and let it hang almost to the floor as we lower our heads until our chins rest on our chests. As we begin the chant, I can feel the cold air on the back of my neck where the gap is in our robes. I try to concentrate on those we are mourning, trying to remember why each one lost their lives, so I will not make those same mistakes. I don't need to concentrate on the chant. I've said it so often that it just proceeds out of my mouth almost automatically. This morning is supposed to be so sad. Oh no, I don't want to start thinking about that again. That is how many of them are thinking those wrong thoughts. I have to remind myself that it really is sad and that our masters do feel it. They really do care. But do they? Do they really? I hear the familiar squeak that the wheels make as the revitalizer moves closer and closer. If this revitalizer revitalizes us, why does it feel like it does the opposite? Oh no, I should not be thinking about that. Instead, I should mourn the girl who suddenly lost her life for thinking thoughts like these. I hear my partner quietly moan as it is attached to the back of her neck, and know that I am next. I will not panic. 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 Oh. I feel it. The long thing that protrudes down inside my back. And now the shorter one that goes up under my skull. We are told that the one that revitalizes our brains will not hurt if we have kept our mind on correct things. I think about those girls that we are mourning. I do not want to be like them. I want to think the right things. I want to live. I wait, once again wondering if I will live or suddenly it is pulled out and I feel the cold spray on my neck. I am still here. I am alive. I passed again. How did I pass? Oddly enough, it has never hurt when it revitalises my brain. So I suppose I must be keeping my mind on the right things more than the wrong things. Why do I suddenly feel so weak? Why does it always feel like the opposite to revitalising? What are they really doing to us? Ow! I feel my partner's elbow nudging me. Oh no. Does she know what I was thinking? I don't want to be told off by her again. I quieten my mind. I quieten my feelings. My whole being quiet, as is required. I continue the chants along with everyone else. My partner and I are now slowly walking in silence to the body revitalising area. The announcements are loud as usual. We listen for our designations so we know where we will be required next. We have not been chosen for a mission in a long time, so we are expecting to be sent on one soon. On our last mission, it was my partner who failed to do her part, but I was secretly glad. At the front door of a house, I convinced the man that we were lost. I convinced the man that I was not allowed to give out the phone number to strangers. I'm not sure what a phone number is. They've never told us. I convinced the man to let me into his home to call our mum on his telephone. I understand what a mum is. Brilliant women like our masters. But a telephone? I have no idea. I suppose we don't need to know to complete our missions. The man hesitated the moment he looked up at my partner. She does look sort of scary sometimes, especially with her head slightly lowered and her eyes penetrating, bending the subjects to her will. I am sure I could have entered his dwelling without her help. But when he saw her, he did not want to let us in. Actually, I was glad. I didn't want to continue on to the second part of our mission. He really seemed nice for a lowly man. But there are no nice men, or so we've been told. I feel my partner's elbow nudging me as we walk. I quieten my mind. I quieten my feelings. My whole being quiet, as is required. I continue walking in silence along with everyone else. I hear my designation called along with my partners and 2 other girls. I don't think I've met them. We have a mission today. I hope it doesn't end with... It probably will. They usually do. After we break our fast, I actually do feel revitalised somewhat. It would be nice to eat something besides fish occasionally, although I prefer fish to those scavenger days. It is almost daybreak. I have often wondered exactly how the day breaks, but I am not permitted to ask any questions, and I have never encountered anyone's thoughts who knows. The days have never seemed broken to me. Well, here I am, on another mission with this girl, my partner, ZX1947B. The B is for Beatrice. Such a beautiful name. It means bringer of joy and blessings. It doesn't suit her. The masters seem to delight in giving us names that mean the opposite of who we are. I don't really understand why, but it amuses them. I have one more cycle to go, and then I will receive my name. Until then, my designation is AX7943Y. What will the Y stand for? Sometimes the last letter changes to the first letter of the name they choose, but most of the time it stays the same. I don't like my partner's thoughts. She remembers all my failures on purpose. She goes over them, rotating them in her mind so as not to forget. She delights in reminding me and conveniently forgets about all her own failures, which far exceed mine. I have often requested a different partner, in fact, every chance I get, but I am always denied. They seem to think that this girl is far below where I will be at her height. I don't want a partner that's worse than me. I want to be equal partners. I suppose it's good that she doesn't know that she is considered the worst for her height. She hears those thoughts in our master's minds, but immediately dismisses them as though they are not true. Her opinion of herself is highly inflated. We listen to our briefing over and over again with the two other partnered girls. I recognise the taller girl. Did they deliberately put us together? The tallest, highest ranking girl with my partner, almost as tall as her but the lowest rank? Is she supposed to show ZX how it is done? That's what I call my partner, ZX. She calls me AX. Oh no, ZX, not those type of thoughts again. ZX continues.
No way you think you're going to outshine me. No way. You just wait. I'll show you. I'm better than you. I'll be the one showing you up. You are nothing compared to me. And if I can't win with my mind and feeling strength, I can win with my body strength. I know exactly what I will do to you. I feel my partner's elbow nudging me as we dress in these weird... What did they call them?
Uniforms.
I hear in my mind. Silent thoughts, I tell her. You are not to speak unless spoken to, or asked a question.
You are speaking to my mind right now.
I hear her again.
And you did ask a question, to which I answered, uniforms.
This girl. I wish she wasn't my partner. She has already been thinking wrong thoughts today. I am supposed to be correcting her, not her correcting me.
Maybe you should be more careful with your thoughts.
I hear that other girl tell in my mind.
I would be thankful to have her as my partner.
What? Get out of my thoughts, I say to her. Right, that's it. I'm keeping my thoughts to myself. And you three can all keep your thoughts to yourselves, especially you. I look directly at her, which is not permitted, but I don't care.
We're supposed to share our thoughts for the mission.
I hear in my mind again.
But if you want to be left out, so be it.
Well, this isn't exactly how they say we should start a mission, but I don't care. I'm in it for myself. I will be the best. I will show those three up. I will bend everyone to my will, including them. I will have the most trophies, even if I have to pry them out of their cold hands. I will be the only one left alive. I'll make it look like those idiot subterranean vermin them. They will have to acknowledge me then. I will be known as the best of the best. They will all be known as failures. I will be hailed as the one who outwitted those subterranean parasites, and I will be celebrated. As I immediately block my thoughts from theirs, I vaguely hear.
Lies. Again. AX continues. Well, I think I will stay away from my partner for this mission. The other tall girl and her partner seem much better teammates. I will just stay nearby and cooperate with them. We all get into the vehicle that will take us to the sand. That's where the subterranean group will pick us up in their craft. There will be many of them, but only 4 of us. Maybe only 3 if my partner does not cooperate. Frankly, I think that getting to the sand ready for pickup Will not take long at all, with the new loader that I've heard about. Here it is. We take our places, only one person per load, instead of the usual group loaded together. As I suspected, it took less than a minute. It was, however, quite scary shooting through the water like that. I look at what I just stepped out of and see it disappear before my eyes. Did it melt, turn to steam? I'm not sure. There was no liquid or steam. It just disappeared, ceased to exist. We walk out and stand in the middle of the sand. My partner is still not in a good frame of mind, so I stand with the other two girls. We keep our heads lowered so they do not see our eyes, and our mouths closed so they do not see our teeth. Well, at least they are prompt. They seem weak, as though the only part about them that they have developed is their mind. What about the rest? Maybe they don't know about the rest. They seem to know that we don't want them to look directly at us. We don't want them to see our faces. If they think we look exactly like them, it's easier to sway them to our will. Their master seems like she's been deliberately sabotaged. Her mind has many restrictions attached. Did her own people do this to her? Why? Well, it's good for us. This is going to be much easier than I was expecting it to be. We concentrate, all four of us. I'm glad ZX is participating. It's working. We will get our way. We have to. We cannot fail. We are not failing. Together we follow the tallest girl's lead. It is working. Oh, who is that? Get out of our way, girl. She broke our connection with their master. We almost had her. This girl, she is much shorter than their master, but her mind is so open, free like ours. Why do they restrict their masters and not their subordinates? No point trying to sway her. What about these men with their weak, inferior minds? Why do they even tolerate males in these positions? A male captain, a male pilot, males who think of themselves as bodyguards, whatever that is. The pilot, oh, so weak-minded. Yes, we can make him turn the craft around and go the opposite way. We go into his mind, his feelings, his will. ZX is still cooperating, although her contribution is extremely minimal. This is easy. Their master is speaking out loud to them with her voice. Agent F9681, deal with the pilot. Agent A5233, come and stand by me. It's that girl again. She won't stop us this time. The male pilot doesn't have to look at us for us to be able to bend his will. She can stand in the way all she wants and it will make no difference. Ah! She's screaming in our minds. Ah! I'm holding my head. Our link to the pilot is immediately broken, and as I fall, I see the other three fall down, also holding their heads. How could this lowly psych agent scream in our minds like that? We can't even do that. We were told that we are superior. Are we really? We are made to sit facing the other way, away from everyone, by the really big men, and they blindfold us for the remainder of the trip. How did they know to do this to us? We need to face our subjects, well, most of the time. We usually need to make them look into our eyes and remain stuck there, doing our will. We try again and again, but like this, there seems no point. Besides, that girl keeps screaming in our minds each time we try to latch onto anyone. I quieten my mind. I quieten my feelings. My whole being as is required. We all sit silently for the remainder of the trip. There is no need to worry. We have plenty of time. We disconnect our minds and our feelings from each other and force ourselves to rest. We will need all our strength for what is to come. I quieten my mind. I quieten my feelings. My whole being quiet, as is required. Thank you so much for joining me with a cuppa. I appreciate your company.